My name is Mateus, and we revamped the Globe program website for the hackathon. In part of the app improvement track, we ensured that everything was very optimized, and that kind of guided our decisions for the implementation. We used Astro, which essentially is primarily HTML with specific islands for JavaScript, and this ensured that everything is very compact and very optimized. As you can see by the metrics here, these are all compared to the official hosted website. So this is the current Globe program website. Both of these can be verified by going into Google Chrome and then checking the Lighthouse score. So on the right side, we can see our current website that we just created, achieves perfect Lighthouse score, which measures performance, accessibility, best practices, and then search engine optimization compared to the current Globe website. And all the functionality uses the APIs, so the official APIs that the Globe program supports. You can start observing. So for example, say I find mosquito habitat, he's going to try to get the location. So this is location. And then if you check camera, I can upload, for example, a picture of mosquito. Now, we also optimize the images such that they're compressed before they enter the database. So you see here, the PNG is compressed by 28%, 28% saved. If you upload like a more optimized image, the compression is going to be lower because the image is already inherently optimized. So for example, I say here, mosquito habitat. You can queue the observation. And the premise of the queue is that they're saved locally and then synced when you're online. So for example, say you don't have Wi-Fi for certain hours, or you're in a specific part of the country with no Wi-Fi. You can queue observation and then check them in pending uploads. If you check here, there's are previous ones that I've made. Of course, they're failing right now, even though we have Wi-Fi, because we don't want to actually upload this demo images into the real API for the Globe program. So even if we sync it, it will not work, but all of the architecture and implementation is already set in place, such that if you just have an API, this will go straight into the database. If you go back home, you can see the actual comparison here. So just like I showed in the Lighthouse metrics, are making improvements. And if you want to actually try it out yourself, you can just run those metrics. And then again, how we achieved this, we used Astro to ship HTML, smart compression for the image uploads, as well as edge deployment with Vercel. The app is deployed, so you can test it on your own machine. And if you scroll down more, we can also explore the app. So we made this page that takes you directly into the official Globe App Store and Android apps. And then this just shows you the protocols that we just saw, as well as this full implementation, also using the API services. We can open the full map, and we can toggle the Globe data to see specifics based on what we are trying to examine. The data is being sourced live from the APIs, as I mentioned, and you can zoom in, you can see points of interest, as well as other interesting qualities from the data. Now, if we go back, also imports the news from the website, some tools, and all of the links that we don't have mapped, they take you to the real Globe equivalent. So these are all the Globe equivalent, for example, because we did not remodel those. Now, we do add the sponsors as well. And I think that should cover all of the main pages that we did modify. And this is the speed demo that I just showed earlier. So coming back real quick again, so it's just a couple of things that I missed. Everything is also optimized for dark version. We know all our suggestions and recommendations for the NASA team, both in our dev post as well as in our GitHub. We ensure that everything is very simple to run, so that you should be able to run all the code by running this very brief commands. We report all of our accuracies and numbers here. We also report specifics on how we would scale this if we did have access to the NASA backend. Again, all of our recommendations, suggestions for database, for full stack, backend, front end, based on the premise that we do need this app to work fast and be very light. Following up on that, we also implemented a progressive web app. So if you can see here, let's see if it's zooming in, speaking up, you can like have a little app here. So Globe Light on your iPhone, your Android. This is not on the App Store for some obvious reasons, but because it takes time to get approved. But the app essentially works in your phone completely offline. This can be added to your phone screen. And if Globe would like to pursue this, you can then add in your app store. And if you turn your Wi-Fi off, if you're in airplane mode, all those features still work as intended because of the way that it was implemented. That's about it. So thank you so much.